Representing Division II, Professor Austin R. Charles. He is Director of Bands for Fayetteville State University Marching Bronco Express. And the Fayetteville, Professor Willie Snipes, Director of College Bands for Miles College Purple Marching Machine. Welcome. We were going to have statements from Mr. Grant, but he's not here, so we'll get right into the press conference today, and we will just get some open remarks. We'll start with you, Mr. Charles.
Yes, first of all, it's just a blessing and honor to be a part of these esteemed directors, to be a part of the ESPN Red Lobster Band of the Year. Of course, this is our first time being a finalist for Fayetteville State University Marching Bronco Express, and so it's a great opportunity for our program to continue to build on our brand and really show everybody one of the top bands in the nation. So I really appreciate all the support, Don Roberts, and everything that you've done to get us here, and looking forward to an outstanding performance.
Sure thing. Okay.
Well, just want to say that it's an honor and a privilege to be here today. Definitely a blessing to be able to get a group of kids to this degree and this level. So, the Southern University Human Jukebox, everybody know about the jukebox, and being able to keep the jukebox rolling at a high level is definitely an honor for myself. So I want to thank everybody here, ESPN, for allowing us to have this platform to do this, because students need to be able to showcase that they can perform not only at football games, but we can also have events like this to continue the legacy of our HBCUs.
Dr. Thomas.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Florida A&M University, we are really excited to be able to return back to this event on this year, to be able to compete with these other bands. We commend them on all being here as well. But we're really excited and honored with ESPN and this platform, as Dr. Taylor just said, to be able to come in and just compete. And we're really excited about it. We're honored to be able to return, as I said, but I think it's going to be a good show.
Professor Snipes.
I'm delighted to be here on behalf of our president, Bobby Knight. We are honored to be selected amongst giants. Just to have Miles College on the same program as Southern University and Florida A&M means the world to our college, our community, and definitely our band program. I'm delighted to always be in the room with these type of educators that believe that competition is healthy. So I'm just happy to be here, and I hope that Purple March Machine tomorrow just rise to the occasion and do what it does.
Sure thing. Appreciate those opening remarks. We'll open the floor up now for questions. I would ask that you please raise your hand, state your media affiliation, and we'll be going. We'll make sure we get the mic to you. Anyone? I'll tell you what, I'll start things off. Just in terms of just getting here, was there a band performance in terms of the performance that you submitted, that you looked at and you said, yeah, this is the one that's going to put us over the top? I'll start with you right here, Professor Charles.
Oh, well, yes. I guess, it starts over the summer. Of course, with Show Planet, that's a collection of course, the directors and students. And so I do all the arranging for the Marching Bronco Express. And so, very time consuming because music is always the first thing in which is our focus. And so we build our shows from there. And so, we just thought from the show ideas and concepts that we had, from the ones that we submitted from September all the way through, of course, the final submission, that those were going to be the best ones. And the students, of course, went out and did all of the work and went out and, in practice, performing, and then, taking the shows to the next level.
Sure.
Well, we definitely prepare all year. One of the things about Southern University, most people think it's arrogance, but we don't worry about other bands. We always worry about what we do. We continue to do better each performance. That's who we challenge ourselves to be better than our last performance. So each day we want to get better. So every performance that we do have, we want to raise the bar. So that's having a standard of excellence, and that's the product of hard work and extra effort that creates the difference between acceptable and outstanding. So we always want to be outstanding, so we do small things.
That's on the chest lets you know you're the best.
There you go.
I'm still going to open the floor for questions. Go ahead, Kurt.
How you doing? Is it on? All right. Check. Yeah, okay. Kerry White with On the Yard Network. I have a question. This for all of you guys to answer. Over the course of the year, we've seen schools and bands pull out of this event in terms of being ranked. But for you guys to still be here, you saw a value in this Band of the Year event. Talk to us about the value that you continue to see with participating in this event.
Go ahead.
Let me interject, because I was the only band director that made a public statement that I was against those statements that were made. So I would love to talk on this. A lot of people don't understand my situation. So let me tell you this. This event was life-changing for Miles. We haven't had uniforms in over 12 years. So when you see us tomorrow, we'll be in new band uniforms because we participated in this event. Everything that they promised us, it happened, and it happened in a timely manner. And that meant a lot to me. I've never been father to leader. I always been my own man. My dad, Willis James Sr., he taught me to be a man of purpose. So my purpose is different probably than any of you guys on this panel. I don't even have a band room. I don't have a fine arts facility. I don't have the scholarship budgets these guys beside me have. I have to work for what I have. And everything you see the Purple March Machine with, I have to figure out ways to create scholarships and fundraisers. So this is more than a contest to me. I don't care about the trophy, bro. I care about my kids getting experiences I didn't get. So I don't talk like them. I have to make a way for my students to be invited to this type of event. Like I said, I don't have a band room, but I don't make excuses. So anybody who have anything negative to say about this, I have a problem with it because they don't know my problems. Nobody knows the trouble I see is one of my favorite things to talk about. I see troubles that other people don't see. My students would not be in the band if it wasn't for this contest because we was able to go back and pay balances off that students had accumulated over time. This event means the world to Miles College, and I stand behind it. If we're here or not, I stand behind it. Because guess what? I would never be talking on ESPN and one for this event, and people want to hear our cry and know that we need things to make our program stronger in the D1 category. We can never get there if we don't talk about that, and this gives me the arena to talk about it. So those people who wrote those letters, they may have avenues that I don't have. We're not state funded at Miles. I bet you if I ask these gentlemen beside me what's their enrollment at their schools, it's over 5,000. We may have 1,100 students at Miles. So my reason for being here is not about the trophy. You know, I apologize, but I'm not apologetic. My reason for being here is to create an opportunity for my students when we get back, where we can help them with their education and continue. We need some instruments. This is going to help us get some instruments. And if we can come back next year, we'd love to be here.
Thank you, Professor Snipe, for those powerful words. Dr. Thomas, did you have any?
Yeah, you know, our administration and alumni base have always been very supportive of the Marching 100 and the things we're allowed to do. But still, as you said, those bills have to be paid. This is the largest group that we've had in 15 years. We've got 340 members. So the band got larger. And us competing and being in this event helped us to provide resources to be able to do that. August 1st, we had to order 50 brand new band uniforms. We had to pay scholarship balances so people can get enrolled in school. And the resources that, you know, again, like Prof. Snipe just said, shout out to John Grant, Roberts, my mentor, you know, and the resources that they provide. So this event is great for us. I mean, we're here to compete, but, you know, we do need resources to be able to run our programs and to be able to do these type of events, to be able to give these students these type of experiences. So we think it's a great event. We're honored to be back. You know, we didn't know how that was going to work with returning groups. But our students are fired up and excited. And we used some of those resources. We were showing some of the directors. We bought some championship rings last year and gave them to all the band members that were in that 2024 champion band. So we're excited. And we think it's a great event. We think it's a great medium. If other directors and programs feel that they don't want to take advantage of this, that's on them. I'm sure they have their reasons. But for Florida A&M, it's working. And Thank you for having us here again.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christy Walker, and I'm coming to you on behalf of Face Off Media and Entertainment. And my question is for FAMU and for Miles, since you all are the returning bands. And so if you could maybe talk about how it feels to be back. Does it put any extra pressure on you? Like, what are your feelings behind that?
Well, yeah, it's always a lot of pressure when you're going up against, a program that's traditionally, historically strong like Southern. I mean, Dr. Taylor and his staff, I know they do a great job of preparing their bands, but, it is a lot of pressure. And, we did tell our students, there is a chance you can go up there and not win. It's possible. All right? And you got to execute. You got to do everything that you've been trained to do and that we've been preparing to do. We did have that hard conversation with them, that they need to understand that. But we're not here to lose. We're here to compete. I think we have a good product, but it is a little pressure, particularly for the students who were in that band last year, who were back for a second, kind of run at this. So it should be fun though.
Sure thing. Thank you. Go ahead, Professor Knight.
Pressure bust pipes. I think that this is good for Fayetteville State because as soon as I heard that we was competing against Fayetteville, you ever seen when you get on your computer and you hit where you're trying to go and the history pop up, what you have already watched? If you go to my house, Fayetteville State pops up. I wanted to know where I'm going against. And the first thing I said, "Ooh, look at his band I registered. It look like mine." And I was so impressed with the sound of your band. And I watched the train go down. I said, "Man, these people really got a train and they call themselves the Express Band." And I said, "Man, I can't wait to meet this guy." And when I met you today, I was shocked because you had a towel. When I saw you in town, I knew it was going to be all right. I don't never have pressure because this is what I do. I'm an entertainer. But I will say this. Last year when I was sitting here, I just didn't know what to expect. My kids and myself, we had a talk about being comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you definitely lose. So we had to make it uncomfortable. So I changed my entire show. We started practice Sunday, and I changed the entire show. I texted Don Robert. I said, "How did you allow me to do this?" And he texted me back, "I didn't know you were doing it." But I changed my entire show for the kids to be comfortable. And we're going to just do what we do. We already won. I checked the bank account. We already won. ESPN good. They chase cash. So the win has already happened. And to see the students' face when they walk through the tunnel, priceless. So I don't have pressure. I'm gonna have fun tomorrow. I'm gonna dance on the sideline. I'm gonna be Willie Snipes tomorrow. Last year I was really uptight, but this year, I've grown to be a little more mature, and I know that it's not just about the trophy. So we're gonna have fun, and hopefully my colleagues and I make memories that we can always everlasting remember in our memories.
Are there any other questions from the civil media?
Gotta take my director of media operations hat off and go to a regular media member to ask this question. This event for you guys is probably the only event that you compete in where there's actual scored competition. The other events that you go in, they are fun. They may be judged by applause or fan vote and everything, but you're actually being adjudicated in this. Talk about the difference in your approach that you may have in your shows from what you may see at halftime or in other events to how you have to approach this being adjudicated, knowing that every move is being scored. And I want to start with the two newbies on this one.
Yes, I would probably say it really actually made me look around just the landscape of HBCU band and really look at what other programs, are doing as well. Because I just believe in being a sponge and not being a brick. Like you can soak up things from all programs and, and seeing where is your competition? What are you competing against? And, seeing how you can enhance every area of your band. And I think from the competition standpoint, I think that it really helped kind of change the concept of how we were creating a show. And of course, when you're performing, show for your regular football games, well, first of all, time is limited. You don't get a full 10 minutes. You may have 7, depending on the situation. And so for me, is how can I highlight the most musical and creative elements of our brass, winds, percussion section, auxiliary, and our drum line in 7 minutes, or 7 to 9 minutes. And so with that, looking at other programs, seeing a lot of great things that they're doing, and just seeing how we compare. I think the competition part or the judge part is kind of made you kind of do that more to kind of just really just stay kind of within the the siphon of just what you're just doing every day in practice. Made you really go and research what else was out there, especially when the rankings come out and you get beat, or someone ranks higher than you. Like, wait a minute, how they rank higher? You're gonna go and look up like, what, really that? So so there's a lot of banter with that, of course, just within my students in the program. And so it makes them come back to practice or work even harder or come up with even more creative idea to take us, to the top.
Sure thing. Well, we thank you all for your presence here this afternoon. We so look forward to tomorrow's Red Lobster Band of the Year competition. With that being said, we're going to get some closing remarks.
You hear from Dr. Taylor that same question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Taylor. Mr. Grant wants to make sure you get that in.
Well, for us, we everybody Super Bowl. Anybody come to Mumba Stadium, they come to try to embarrass something. So I can't sit there and say that we don't prepare for every performance. Every performance to us is important. But to answer your question, I do believe that you have to make sure you understand the legendary, if he was here today, he always said that he's going to educate and entertain. The educational part is what judges do. You want to continue to let students grow in that musicianship. We always raise the bar musically. We don't, we push the envelope. We don't just stay in the box. We're going to always be Southern. Southern is what got us here. So we're not going to change that. But I would definitely say being who we are doesn't change who everyone else is. But you're going to get the best version of Southern University. And I've been doing this for a lot of years. Went to a lot of high school competitions where there were adjudicators. So I know what as an adjudicator, what you're looking for, what you want to hear. And it's just good music. No matter if it's R&B, no matter if it's rap, no matter what it is, you just want to hear good music. Showmanship, Southern University, we always drill. So that's something we always have done as it relates to the Fabulous Dancing Dolls. I mean, they fabulous, right? But they are unique. So they have a unique talent. So when I think about this event, we changed our whole show to profit. So we just going to come out and be Southern University. And the pressure is like every performance. It's the same, man. I look at it, we like everybody's Super Bowl. So, for the Super Bowl, everybody preparing. So they preparing, we preparing. So I think, when you were a kid and it was somebody that was bigger than you, like a bigger fighter, and you always said, well, I might get beat up, but they gonna know they had a fight. So that's what it is when you come to competitions like this. You're gonna know that what somebody put in is what you're gonna get out. If you don't put nothing in, you don't expect anything out. So over the course of this whole season, and I always tell people, you gotta look at different elements, what's at stake. You see a Southern FAMU play, all education go out the window. We just want to be entertained. You see Southern Jackson State, it's straight entertainment. And all the other schools that have raised the bar, look like everybody is some kind of camaraderie, right? So when you think about it, the aspect of education in a venue like this, we definitely want to educate our students to know that this is the standard in education. And we never want to lose that. We want to make sure that y'all understand that we are professional musicians. This is not direct. This ain't the AAU. This is an institute of higher learning. So us being at this venue allows students who see us to know that, hey, I need to know how to play my instrument. This is just not for recreation. So people take 10% of what they see Southern do, and they think that that's who our program is. Until students come in there and they, on a day-to-day, they're like, man, y'all play a lot of music. Yeah, you're going to play those marches. You're going to play all of these things. But we also know in certain venues, it's about entertainment. But today, I stand before you to let you know that Southern University Band definitely prepared. We're going to be okay.
Sure thing. Thank you. I know we're pressed for time. I want to make sure I get you in here.
All right. This question is for everybody, and anybody can give me an answer to it. When you look at media teams, including having your own media teams for your band and outside media along with social media, how big has it been for you guys to market your programs to kids who may not have known about it, as well as sponsors and anybody else when it comes to your marching band programs?
Just the program or this event?
Your program by itself, individually.
Well, I heard Dr. Taylor talk about Southern and Jackson and Southern and FAM, but the biggest battle views-wise on YouTube is Southern versus Miles. So I didn't hear you say this.
We don't play Miles every year.
But me and Dr. Taylor are close friends. We're both from Alabama, so I got a lot of respect for Dr. Taylor. But I will say this: when I first saw the Human Jukebox media team, when they first came out, and he's here, it was not fair. I said, man, these guys are creating their own narratives. You know, if they had a mess up or boo-boo, they could go back and alter the clips. And so, you know, to have that media team is very important because it markets your program. You know, they may, like I said, they may have a problem and they can go back. So anytime you create a narrative that your group is winning, it's going to enhance your recruiting. So it's very important to have some type of media team or some type of person that not only record your band, but have love for your band. Because they're not going to do anything to disrespect or make a joke out of your program.
Yeah, absolutely. We were kind of late to the media team show. Been a fan of what Garrett and the Southern team has been doing for years, but I mean, we've invested heavily in trying to tell your own story, your own narratives, trying to sell this is what we do. Not just marching band, but what we do with our winter ensembles and concert bands and our music education majors and things of that nature to make the program more attractive. So you have to sell your own narrative and put out your own media of what you want people to see and how you want to be perceived and done. And we invested very heavily in that. And, you know, as Cross Knife said, you got to have people that are your people that understand your band, that knows what your band does and what your band does well. So yeah, it's invaluable, I say, to have good media and to have good presence on all platforms.
Now, I'll say for Fayetteville State University, it's been a blessing for our program. I mean, just recently, our chancellor invested thousands of dollars, I say tens of thousands of dollars into some new media equipment for our program, and really just to continue to build our brand from really being regional to being national over these last, I would say, 3 years. And so, you know, we're really starting from the beginning. And like I said, we've been able to see a lot of things that your programs are doing on the media side. And so, you know, we've been picking you all brains kind of in the background. And, you know, so it's been a great opportunity for us to be able to build the March and Bronco Express brand, our band program, all of our other exceptional ensembles, to continue to push it nationwide, to continue to, you know, show that, you know, we're one of the best programs out here.
Thank you all. Thank you all. And Garrett, let me acknowledge your national recognition with regards to what you all have done. Amy? Sure thing. Sure thing. With that being said, we're looking forward to tomorrow. Red Lobster Band here with regards to what you guys bring from a showmanship standpoint, as well as the excitement you bring on the field. With that being said, we want to bring our executive director of the ESPN Cricket Celebration Bowl, the Red Lobster Band of the Year, the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Kick off, Mr. John Green. What was yours, sir?
Thank you, and let me first say I want to thank all of the media for being here today. And I really want to take my hats off to these gentlemen and their kids. They earned the right to be here. None of this is given. They really had to go and dig it out of the dirt and take it. And that's what they did. To the Red Lobster Band of the Year highlights and features excellence, the best bands of that year in the country. And today you're looking at it. I do want to comment on something when they talk about media teams, and it's excellent. They all have great media teams. But the wonderful thing about tomorrow night is your media team cannot help you. You're going to have to bring this on your own, live, and in living color. And that's what makes this such a wonderful event. We are delighted at ESPN Events and our staff that's worked very hard. I want to again take my hats off to our executive band consultant, Don Roberts, and his team. They do a fantastic job for us because they know band. I'm not a band guy. Let me admit that up front and be very clear. But we're smart enough to get people who do know band. And we've had a lot of conversations with many of you in this room who know band, and we do listen. But congratulations to you guys. You're on the cusp of something great. Those that have been here know what I mean. Those that are here for the first time will know what we mean. There's nothing like this in America, period. No one is doing this. And so when I'm not going to say if, when we get this, continue to get it right, and we do, it'll evolve every year. It'll be something a little bit different. It'll be tweaked every year. This is and will be the preeminent band platform in the nation. I guarantee you that. So, gentlemen, congratulations. Looking forward to a great show tomorrow. The fans are excited. We're all excited. Our ESPN team, the production crew, I met with them last night. They're excited because, and let me say this, you know why they're excited? Because they don't get to do anything like this. They don't, they produce sporting events, football games, basketball games, baseball games, soccer, etc. And there is a cookie cutter way to do that. And there's a standard way they do that. The producer told me last night, this is his favorite event because he can unleash his creative freedom. It doesn't exist. They're making it as they go. And so you guys are on the forefront of something fantastic. I've learned a lot about bands by just being a part of this, and the education that you all have been talking about for your students also will transcend to fans, because we want fans to know what they're looking at and to understand what you are delivering, and to be able to appreciate the marching, I call it the marching sport, but your entertainment, your content for what it is and what makes it excellent, what great sound sounds like, what precision really looks like. And so that's what the education part that you're helping us to deliver to them, a better fan who can appreciate the experience. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Green. And with that, we'll conclude today's festivities. Look forward to tomorrow night.